All right, so we're gonna learn how to factor polynomial using GCF. So let's try to factor 4x squared y cubed minus 2x y squared. So the first thing we need to find the GCF of the two terms right here. So we get like 4, we get like 4x squared and y to the third, right? And we got 2xy squared. Now the GCF is the greatest common factor that is shared between the two terms. Like we can see, like between, for example, between 2 and 4, we can see 2 is divisible by 4 and 2. So 2 will be like the greatest common factor between 2 and 4. Between x and x squared, so we know that x can be divisible by both x squared and x, so we can pick x. And y squared and y to the third, we can pick y squared will be one of the greatest common factors. So 2x squared will be the greatest common factor between two terms here. So another way how you do it, you can find factor of 4, like which is going to be like 2 times 2, and x squared is x times x, right? And y, it's going to be like y times y times y here, right? And here we have like 2, we have 2 times x times y times y. And we can see that we have like 2 is shared between two terms right here, right? And we have x, right? We can see x here and also x here. And also we have 2 y's here, so it's going to be like 2 y's here and 2 y's here. So that's why if you wanna calculate the GCF here, so the GCF will be 2x y squared, right? Now let's try to use it to factor this polynomial here. So we're gonna factor by 2x y squared. So 2x y squared. And when you factor, you have to write the GCF and you open the parentheses, right? Now we took like 2x y squared from the first one. So what do we have left here? So as you can see here, we have, right, as you can see here, we have like 2 left, we have x, and we have y. So if we take like 2x y squared, we're gonna have like 2x and y. That's what we have left there. For the second term, we took 2x y squared as a common factor. So what do we have left? Well, we have 1 because this is like times 1 here. So it's going to be 1 here. And since we have minus, as you can see here, so you have minus here, right? That's going to be the minus here. So now we just completely, we just factor this one completely, and this is going to be the final answer is 2x squared, parentheses 2x, y minus 1. Just to let you know, factorization is the opposite of distributive property. So when you distribute this one right here, when you multiply this with this and this with this, you're gonna get 4x squared y cubed minus 2x y squared. All right, so we have a couple of examples here to practice how to factor and by using GCF for each term. So let's go here. We have the first one, 14x cubed plus 4x squared. So again, we need to find the GCF of this one here. Just this one. So we have 14, right, x to the third, and we have 4 x to the second. Well, clearly, GCF, we can see like between 14 and 4, right? The greatest common factor will be 2 because 2 is divisible by both numbers, like 14 and 4. So 2 will be the greatest common factor right here. And between x squared and x to the third, we know x squared is the greatest common value that is shared between two terms, between x squared and x to the third, all right? Just if you still have a problem with this, you can also do the same method as we used in the previous example. So 14 can be written as is a factor of 2 and 7, right? And x squared, x to the third, is the same thing as x to the second times x to the first, right? Here we have like 2 times 2 for the second one times x to the second. Now we have like 2 here as a common factor, and we have like x squared as a common factor. So the greatest common factor between two terms is going to will be 2x squared, right? So we're going to write here 2x squared, right? And we're going to open parentheses. So let's open parentheses here. And here we have what we have left. What we have left is 7 and x for the first one. So 7 and x, right? Because 2 goes to 14 7 times. So we have like, if we multiply 2x squared with 7x, you will get 14x to the third. Then we have plus here. As you can see, we have plus here. So it's going to be like plus right here, right? And the next one we have, what we have left is this. It's going to be, if we take 2x squared from the second term, we're going to have left 2 here, right? So 2 will be, 7x plus 2. And that's going to be the answer. That's going to be the answer. And if you go to the next one here, we have the same thing. Here we have 2x and 3x squared y to the third, right? So let's practice how to find GCF. As we can see like xy, and xy. We can get xy also from the second term, right? And so xy would be our GCF. So just make sure that you know how to do this. It's going to be like 2xy, right? So this is like 2. This is like 2 times x times y. And for the second one, we get 3x squared y to the third. It's going to be 3 times x times x times y times y times y, right? And here we have like x and x right here, and here we have y and y. So if we take, now as you can see here, we have GCF. So the GCF, all right, wait a second. So the GCF, let me just change the color here. So the GCF will be xy, xy, and we can just like factor by xy here, and we're gonna have, so if we factor by xy, we're gonna have 2 left here. It's gonna be 2. And we have minus there, that's minus. And for the second term, if we factor by xy, we're going to have 3. We're going to have 3x and y squared, right? I'm going to have 3x and just y, right? All right, so I'm sorry. For the second one, we get 3x, and we have 2 y's here. That's going to be like y squared. So it's going to be 3x and y squared. All right, 3x y squared. So that's gonna be the answer right here. As we can see, we just factored by using GCF xy. For the next one, we have 3 terms. And we need to find GCF for all terms here. So let's try. Here we have like 3 terms here. So let's try to find GCF here. Let's start with the first one here. So we got like 4. We got like 4x to the third y squared. Now I want to try to make it like more easy a little bit, but we can get it like faster. I mean, you can see like 2 between 4 and 4 and 2 and 6. We can see 2 is the greatest common factor. Between x to the third and x to the fourth and x to the second, we can see x to the second is the greatest common factor that is shared between all those values. And between y to the second, y to the fourth, y to the third, so we can get like y to the second as also the greatest common factor between all the y's here. So this is like fast way. Well, slow motion way, we can go step by step here, just in case if you still have a problem with this. But let's it's all about practice. When you practice more, you're gonna make it faster. So that's so let's go here for the slow motion here. We got like 4x to the third y squared. So what is 4? Well, 4 is 2 times 2. What is x? X is x is x to the second times x. Now, why I change it to x to the second? Because I have x to the second here and I have x to the second here. So I'm trying to make it that's going to be like clearly the greatest common factor between all the x's there, right? And y and I got y in times y to the second. So I will leave it as is, y to the second, because I know that's we have y to the second from the second term and the third term. So let's go to the second term here. We get 2x to the fourth and y to the fourth here. So that's going to be like 2. That's going to be like 2 times, well, x to the second. X to the fourth is x to the second times x to the second. And y to the fourth is y to the second times y to the second. Make sure you know your law of exponent, right? So get back to the exponent law. Just make sure how you get these values, right? Y to the second times y squared times y squared is y to the fourth power, right? So let's go to the next one here. We got 6x squared and y to the third. So that's going to be like 2 times 3 times x to the second times y to the second times y, right? Now we can see here clearly that's going to be that's 2 is the number is the greatest number that is shared between all the numbers there, between 4 and 2 and 6, right? And we can see x squared here is clearly the greatest common factor between all the x's there. And we have y squared. No, we have y squared. Let me just get back here. So we have like y squared right here. So this is y squared, and that's right here. Good, right? So that's y squared also is the greatest common factor. So the GCF will be 2x squared y squared. Now, how we factor this? Now, by finding GCF will be clearly, to know, the rest of the terms there. So let's see here. We have like GCF right here. So we got like 2. We got like 2, 2x squared and y squared. And here we're going to open parentheses, right? And here we're going to open parentheses. So what do we have left in the first one? If we take 2x squared, y squared, we're going to have left 2 and x, right? So it's going to be like 2 and x. And if we take 2x squared from the second one, we're going to have x squared and y squared. So it's going to be x squared and y squared. And remember here we have plus. We have plus here because we do have plus here, right? Then we have minus because we do have minus here, right? For the next term, we have left 3 here and y. So it's going to be 3 and y. And this is going to be the final answer.